Back to it. Let's get it. So we gonna get straight to it. So we talk about trap games. You know, teams looking past certain teams, looking forward to better teams, right? Tougher games. Something the Vikings cannot afford to do this upcoming Sunday versus those confused Washington Commanders. See, the Vikings must come into the game zoned in. They cannot be thinking ahead or thinking about the next game, right? And we all know the Buffalo Bills are coming up. The mighty Bills, right? The hyped up Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia, all of that. Some say maybe the best team in the NFL. So we know that's on the way. But the Vikings must handle business. They can't afford to sleep on the Commanders at all, right? They can't afford to look past the Commanders at all, right? Muhammad Sahil, hi, dog. What up, big dog? They can't afford to look past the Commanders at all, right? They must take that team seriously. I don't care about the record, etc. They must take the Commanders seriously, right? They must be dialed in, focused on the task at hand. Because believe it or not, this is a big game. Another NFC game, right? Where the Vikings can make a statement. Take control of the North that much more, right? So it's a very important game. The Vikings can't afford to sleep or come in half-ass or come in not playing football right away. Good Vikings football, right? If you're in the chat, like it up heavy. The Vikings must come in playing good team football early. First to the fourth quarter. Kirk revenge game 2, heavy. Kirk Cousins must come in prepared. Playing good Vikings football first through the fourth quarter, right? That's the bottom line. Hey, what's up? Sorry I miss y'all. Truth is always heavy. Hookman, shout out to you, big dog. Much appreciated. Hope all is well. But the Vikings must come in prepared, man. This could be the ultimate trap game. The Vikings can't be slacking. They must be hitting on all cylinders heavy. Bills game going to tell us all we need to know. Facts. Shout out Mr. McFadden. Oh, the Bills game will tell a lot. It will show you where this team really is. Are they contenders or pretenders, right? Oh, the Bills game going to show a lot heavy. But they still must handle business with the Commanders first. It's easy to get caught up in the hype of playing the Bills, right? Thinking the Commanders are a slouch, easy win, etc. Now, the Vikings should win. I feel they will win easily, confidently, right? But they still must show up and compete and perform to the highest level. I don't care what team you're playing. This is the NFL. Week in, week out. You take it week by week. What up, big dog? Miguel Cordova. What up, big dog? Heavy. Shout out. Hope all is well. If we beat Washington and Bills, they might flex next Sunday night. Yeah, they might, man. It should be a primetime game. I don't see how the Bills game is not prime time, but it is what it is. But the Vikings must take care of business. You talk about the NFC picture. The Vikings are still chasing that number 1 seed, right? They got control of the North, but they can take full control of the North with the win versus the Redskins heavy. They still got the number 2 seed trying to secure that. So it's a lot at stake, right? There's still a lot of goals to accomplish. So they cannot ever get comfortable. But they sleep on the Commanders, it could be trouble. They have solid wide receivers. Solid D-line, right? The Vikings must be woke early. It's no time to come in playing around. It's probably going to be a rainy game. It may be turnovers, right? It may be tough to throw the ball, etc. So they must be zoned in, playing as one on the same accord. Bottom line. Yes, they should beat those confused Commanders, but they still have to do it. They still got to show up and play. That's the bottom line. Watch out for McLaurin, Vikes heavy. Solid receiver, man. Can't sleep on him. Definitely a weapon. Cornerbacks, DBs, safeties gonna have to play a good game. Period, man. See what we got here. I'm preparing for Vols versus Dogs Saturday. SKOL Vikings. Week by week is important. Commanders is a conference game. No stub toes in Washington. Facts. No stub toes. Facts. Vols versus the Dogs, huh? I dig it. Roll Tide, though. Shout out Hookman. Roll Tide, though. You know what it is. But yeah, man. The Commanders are not a slouch. Period. Can't take them lightly. They must go in and dominate. Put this team away early. Dig me? Finally get that big win. That blowout win that they should have had weeks ago, right? But it's up to the Vikings, man. You've seen teams year by year sleep on teams, take them lightly, think ahead to the next game, and come in and get beat, right? It's not impossible. It happens. This is the NFL. Anything can happen week by week, especially if you don't bring your A game to the table heavy. But I'm sure the Vikings will be prepared. Kevin O'Connell will have them ready, dialed in, focused in, ready to play football. But once again, this is a big game. They can take another step in the right direction with this victory. But it's ultimately up to the Vikings, man, to come in, handle business, and go back home with a win, with a big W. Dig me? Heavy. The Bills game will tell a lot. We will see what the team is really about, where they stand, what level they are really on versus them Bills, right? Them hyped up Bills, which I think the Vikings will win that game heavy. But another big opportunity this week to make another statement in the NFC. Keep themselves in the race. Chasing the Eagles, right? Fighting for that 1 seed. You can't lose to the Skins. No excuses. My bad, the Commanders. They can't lose to the Commanders, man. No excuses and inexcusable. Heavy. They must go in and handle business quickly and swiftly. You dig me? That's just what it is, man. Quick thought on CFB college playoff football poll from yesterday. I didn't really look at the poll. I think Bama's number 6, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked out the new polls, but I think Bama is still number 6, which I don't agree with. I definitely think Alabama should be in the top 4. Clemson, Michigan. You know, I don't believe in those teams, man. Every time they play an SEC team, they get washed. They get beat badly. So until they prove it, I don't see how Bama is not in the top 5 at least, but it is what it is. Roll Tide, you dig me? Yeah, number 6. It is what it is. All Alabama got to do is win out. That's it. They win out, make it to the championship game, beat Tennessee or Georgia. They right in the playoffs, man. We know what it is. The Bama haters. We know how people hate on Bama, man. It is what it is. Roll Tide, though, you dig? But yeah, so this game is a very important game. An NFC game always important. The Vikings must stay ahead of the pack. No time to take steps back, man. Only moving forward. Only propelling upward, right? That's what it's about, week in, week out. So with that being said, once again, the Vikings need to bring their A game versus them confused Commanders. Come zoned in, come fully prepared, be men on a mission, and come in and handle business and put that team away early. Convincingly, right? Make a statement. Blow them out. That's what it's about. The Skins have weapons on defense. Their D-line is solid. They have weapons at receiver. Don't come taking this team lightly. The Vikings can't afford to take anyone lightly, right? No hate for Bama, respect heavy. Much appreciated, Hook man. But the Vikings can't afford to take any team lightly. They're still improving. They still have weaknesses. They still have things to fix, improvements to make. So they can't take no team lightly. Period. Every team they face, they must take that game seriously. Bottom line. No time to get overconfident in the egos, thinking it's an automatic win. No. Because when teams think that way, that's when they lose, right? That's when it gets ugly. Dig me? So should the Vikings beat those confused Commanders? Heavy. Beat them convincingly? Heavy. But once again, the Vikings have to show up and play the football game. And we've seen numerous times, right, how teams get caught up in trap games. They can't let it happen. So they must come zoned in. Playing elite football, dog. Period. We have to worry about us. Eagles will fall soon. Facts. The Vikings got to control what they can. Don't worry about no other team, Eagles, etc. They got to control their destiny. They got to focus on handling their business. Everything else will fall into place, right? Yeah. The Vikings got to focus on handling their business. Everything else will fall into place. Period. No matter what seed it is, 1, 2, etc. They need to focus on controlling what they can. Week in, week out, bottom line. They do that, they'll be in great shape. Regular season and playoff time, heavy. True contenders, dog. Oh yeah, true contenders. No doubt about it. So this game will tell a lot about the Vikings, their mental. And the Bills will tell a lot about the Vikings. Oh yeah. But they must handle business first. Focus on what's in front of them. Getting the job done. No doubt. Overconfidence trap games, all pitfalls. Hopefully KOC has learned something along the way. Facts. Don't come in overconfident. Be confident, but don't be overconfident. You know? That can mess a team up quickly. But like I say, Kevin O'Connell, he's been doing a good job of getting those guys ready, making sure they're prepared. Week 2 was a bad week, but that's old news. Ever since then, Kevin O'Connell has had those guys ready. Still things to fix. That's no doubt. That's week in, week out. There's still improvements to make, right? They must get better on offense and defense. No time to sleep or get relaxed. But I think Kevin O'Connell was doing a good job having those guys prepared, having them ready, having them mentally zoned in and physically zoned in, right? Tough to do week in, week out in the league. Dig me? But yeah, man, the Vikings are on the right path. They're headed in the right direction. Too many times, facts, it feels different this time, heavy. It feels very different. They're headed in the right direction. The team feels different, right? The energy feels different. When you watch them play on the field, the performance seems different, right? Not the Vikings of the past. It feels legit. Feels like they're real deal for real, right? But they still have a lot to prove. But they're looking like a real good team, a solid football team who can make some noise right in the playoffs, man. And they just got that boy, TJ Hawkinson. Woo! So now they're that much dangerous. It's time for the offense to take off heavy. And I'm sure they will, dig me? So yeah, man, with that being said, that's my take, my opinion on it. Vikings versus those confused Commanders. It's time to handle business once again. Yes, the Bills are coming up, but they must handle the task at hand. Period, man. Bottom line. Once again, much appreciated. Shout out to all the big dogs out there, man. Let's get to it, man. Heavy. Big SKOL here. I'll holler at y'all later. Oh, me. Oh, me. I ain't got no picture, hear me? SKOL. Like that. Hold on, let's see what we got here. Hold on, man. Let's see. Got some more comments, Paul. Let's see, man. So far, they have been good about taking it week by week. Facts. Byron Nelson. Facts. They've been very good about taking it week by week. That's all they can do, right? What Kirk Cousins say, week in, week out, man. Take it one game at a time. But they've been doing a great job with that. Once again, that has a lot to do with the coaching staff, leadership, Kevin O'Connell, etc. Best intro. I appreciate it, Mama Hill. But that has a lot to do with the coaching staff, man, leadership, organization, right? Coaches having a team prepared. Players wanting to perform at a high level for their coach. Having love for their coach, trust, building a bond, a relationship. That's the difference, you dig me? That's the difference heavy, man. So let's get to it, man. I'm out of here, man. Much appreciates all the big dogs. SKOL, man, heavy.